The production of wildlife products is a complex and often controversial issue, with significant implications for conservation, animal welfare, and human health. Many wildlife products, such as ivory, rhino horn, and tiger bone, are derived from endangered or threatened species, and are subject to international trade restrictions and regulations. In this passage, we will explore the biological processes involved in the production of wildlife products, and the implications of these processes for conservation and animal welfare. One of the most controversial aspects of the production of wildlife products is the practice of poaching, which involves the illegal killing and harvesting of wild animals for their parts or products. Poaching has led to a significant decline in many species of wildlife, and is a major threat to biodiversity and conservation efforts around the world. Poaching is often driven by the demand for products such as ivory and rhino horn, which are used in traditional medicine and cultural practices in many parts of the world. The biological processes involved in the production of wildlife products can vary depending on the specific product in question. For example, the production of ivory typically involves the killing of elephants and the removal of their tusks, while the production of rhino horn involves the removal of the horn from live rhinoceroses. The production of tiger bone, which is used in traditional Chinese medicine, typically involves the killing of tigers and the removal of their bones, which are then ground into a powder or used in other traditional remedies. The harvesting of wildlife products can have significant implications for animal welfare. In many cases, animals are killed or harvested in ways that are cruel and inhumane, causing unnecessary suffering and stress. This is particularly true in cases where animals are killed illegally or outside of regulated hunting or harvesting practices. In addition to the ethical implications of the production of wildlife products, there are also significant implications for conservation and the environment. Many species of wildlife are threatened or endangered due to habitat loss, overhunting, and other human activities. And the production of wildlife products can exacerbate these threats by contributing to the decline of already vulnerable populations. To address these issues, there are a range of conservation and management strategies that are used to promote the sustainable use of wildlife resources and protect vulnerable species. One approach is to regulate the trade in wildlife products through international agreements such as the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES. CITES regulates the trade in a range of endangered or threatened species and products derived from these species, including ivory, rhino horn, and tiger bone. Another approach is to promote the sustainable use of wildlife resources through regulated hunting or harvesting practices. Many countries have established programs to promote the sustainable hunting of wildlife, which can provide income and food for local communities while also promoting conservation efforts. However, these programs must be carefully managed to ensure that they are sustainable and do not contribute to the decline of vulnerable populations. In addition to these strategies, there are also efforts underway to develop alternative sources of wildlife products that do not involve the killing or harvesting of wild animals. For example, researchers are exploring the use of synthetic or plant-based alternatives to products such as rhino horn and ivory, which can be produced without contributing to the decline of already threatened or endangered species. One way to promote sustainable use of wildlife products is through the development of ecotourism. Ecotourism can provide local communities with an alternative source of income and promote the conservation of wildlife and their habitats. This approach can also provide educational opportunities for visitors to learn about the importance of wildlife conservation, and can help to generate public support for conservation efforts. Another approach is to invest in conservation research and monitoring programs to better understand the biology and